I'm Tim, welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. Today we're discussing the Chronoswiss Timemaster GMT Chronograph. You can see and you can purchase this 44.5mm dual time chronograph on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos, and please click on the card in the upper right hand corner of the screen at any time during this video to see our full sales listing for this watch with additional accessories included, high resolution images, and naturally complete pricing details for this Chronoswiss Timemaster GMT Chronograph. Now, the GMT Chronograph in the Timemaster family, as you see it on my wrist, debuted back in 2010, which was pretty much the end of the Gerd Rudiger Lang era at Chronoswiss. The founder of the company, dating back to its origins in 1983, he was a watch collector, a former Heuer, pre-tag Heuer chronograph engineer, F1 timer, a prolific enthusiast. He had over 800 watches and to this day still does. He remains a consultant with the company, but in 2012 the Epstein couple purchased Chronoswiss and moved production to Lucerne. So this 2010 new model debut represents something of a last hurrah for GR Lang's old company. Let's see what that entails. Now, 4.5 millimeters is the measurement you get across the case from roughly 2 o'clock to 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock, not inclusive of crown or chronograph pusher. In terms of thickness, it might be thicker than it looks. 15.5 millimeters, because it's broad, it looks flat, but it does have a nicely knurled bezel with a conical ramp up to the sapphire. That means most tight sleeves and cuffs will slide over the watch. They're more likely to be encumbered by the lugs, truth be told, than the height of the case. And the lugs span an impressive 56 millimeters from flank to flank across the wrist. My wrist is probably the smallest that could wear this watch with any sense of proportion or elegance. It's not excessively heavy, it's just very broad and it flares out over the edge. Again, if your wrist is smaller than 16 centimeters in circumference, I would say you're probably below the lower limit to wear this one right, even though it is an oversized pilot style. Now, the watch is stainless steel in black PVD, and it has a nice large and regularly shaped caseback, so it doesn't create any pressure points or hot spots. The lugs are nicely retained by screws, a Chronoswiss signature under Lang. So a big heavy sports watch should have a secure junction with its strap, and with the screws we get that. The strap is generously bolstered calfskin. You can see it's stitched on each side of the bolster, folded sides. It's a very high quality leather that's wonderfully soft on the top and the bottom. Calfskin always being the pilot style, it fits the rest of the watch, and a simple and elegant Chronoswiss pin buckle for easy adjustment on the fly. Now, the watch features a GMT, courtesy of a Valjoux 7754 movement. The aesthetic of the watch is very Lang era Chronoswiss, starting with the screwed in lugs, the almost welded on straight cut of those lugs straight into the flank of the case also looks decidedly vintage. The stylized broadsword hands, the knurling or coining of the edge of the bezel and of the caseback, all of these are signatures of Lang's design ethic, not particular to the watch, even though it's a pilot's watch and some of these features fit. You'll find them on almost everything Chronoswiss created between 1983 and 2010, right down to the stylized, oversized onion-style crown. However, the watch is very functional. In spite of its fashionista aspects, everything is put to good use on the immense dial. Clean white on black printing means easy reading of both the second time zone, which orbits in a 24-hour format for easy AM-PM distinction, to the sub-registers of the individual dials. The only portion of the readout that is deliberately muted is the date. The date wheel inside the window at 6 o'clock features red on black, so it's nice and unobtrusive. It doesn't spoil the vintage aviation look of the dial, because after all, a date would not be historically true, but it is there when you want it, virtually invisible when you don't. The chronograph features generously sized registers, minutes at 12 o'clock and hours at 6, so unlike many aviation-themed chronographs, this one's actually quite easy to read. Constant seconds lives at 9 o'clock on the dial. Now, when you turn it over, you'll note this is one of the most expansive views you'll ever get of a movement within a watch. Clearly, there is a disparity between the 30mm Valjoux 7750 caliber and the size of the case, and the difference is made up by movement spacers. But you have a wonderful view of the movement as a result of the immense sapphire that's used to give insight into the beating heart of the watch. In terms of visibility, this is one of the best timepieces I've ever seen. in conjunction with an automatic movement. And Chronoswiss did make the most of its minimal customization of the caliber by adding a highly skeletonized own rotor with the company filigree style logo. You can see more of the movement in spite of the location of the rotor, specifically because of the high degree of skeletonization. Now 25 joules, hacking seconds, so you can stop the balance by pulling the crown, synchronized to a reference time. Of course, there is a second time zone. It's a 4 Hertz or 28,800 vibration per hour beat rate. Now the watch does feature a quick set for the date and a quick set for the GMT hand. In the intermediate position, turning in one direction sets the GMT, turning in the other direction cycles the date. Tank tough as ever, the Valjoux 7750 is a perfect selection for a no-nonsense tool watch. And though this watch is highly stylized in the now bygone Chronoswiss fashion, nevertheless it maintains outstanding functionality. After all, that's what a pilot's timepiece is supposed to be, and G.R. Lang was a fan of nothing if not a beautiful and functional watch. You can see and you can purchase this one on our website.